Today, I have a pretty interesting video. A professional trader reviews my trades on the opening bell. Quick intro, my name is Garen Phillips. I've been teaching myself the stock market for over a year now, documenting my progress along the way for you guys to learn with me. And 2 days ago, I sat down with Spartan Trader, who's the guy I'm currently studying off of, and he reviews my trades for Monday, October 1st. Yeah, I think it's the 1st or the 29th. There'll be a link in the description of the actual live stream that we are watching. And it might be a little bit confusing, so I'm going to explain real quick what you're watching. So I live stream all my trades every single day, and then we're sitting there watching my live stream of that day, and he's basically commentating and giving me pointers and telling me, how he would trade and how I could improve my trading on the opening bell. So far I've been really struggling with my opening bell trades, but I've been doing pretty good on the intraday stuff. But real quick, just so you guys can kind of follow along a little bit better, I have 4 charts that are up on the screen. I have a 5-minute chart, a 30-minute chart, a daily chart, and a weekly chart. And the entries that I'm trying to take are basically stocks gapping up and making 52-week highs, or I'm trying to get into a momentum style trade for the continuation of the day, and that ends up being a mistake, as you'll see in the video. But basically, I was waiting for like trend breaks on the pre-market ranges, and then buying into those breaks, anticipating them going long or short, but they pretty much all fail because that's not how you trade the open. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of a idea of what's going on as you watch this video, because we just kind of jumped straight into the video and didn't really explain anything. All right, enough talking, let's get to the video, and you guys can see a professional trader review a newbie trader.
I turned down my audio. Hopefully it's okay on your end.
So I was looking for momentum continuations, basically. Trying to get into them for a starter. So BA, I was trying to get a starter on it because I figured it was going long. But I mistakenly...
Hey guys, there's your 750 pullback. If this breaks,
after rewatching it, I saw what I did wrong. I was
SYN is only a long if it breaks $4.20.
basically buying that pre-market break and then it pulled back into the channel.
Yeah, only if it breaks 420.
Where would be the correct buy on that? Just right at the very bottom of that channel.
Now, we got so have you watched the like I do a full thing of pre-market or not pre-market but trading the open?
Yeah.
I've done a couple webinars on. I'm going to go over it again this weekend, but it's completely different than trading intraday. So when you trade during the morning,
Let's go ahead and pause it real quick.
Yeah, I paused it. Yeah. When you trade during the morning, basically, you're not looking for like, EMA crosses or anything like that. There's basically highs and lows that the chart's going to try to test off the open if it gaps up or gaps down. That's typically what happens. Usually, if you get a gap up, you can either go 2 ways. You can pop into some sort of resistance, pull back, and you can look to go long into that level. So there's a couple different ways to play it. In terms of the BA, you bought on the open on the quick morning pop, which we all know there's going to be volatility in the morning. And you bought into that pre-market. You can see the pre-market high, like that 376.45.
Yeah.
That's the resistance level, right?
Yeah. So I bought into resistance, sold at support.
Yeah. So if what you've done was just waited like 10 minutes after the bell to see if you can get a candle closing above that, or just the price going through that resistance level, then you'll get follow through it.
Okay, and keep in mind that chart's at 5 minutes as well.
Into it, and then it kind of whipsawed back.
Yeah.
Which wasn't a big deal. It went to the pre-market low and held that area, which would have been an okay spot to buy as well, to try it long and then risk below that 50 EMA.
Yeah.
In hindsight, just looking at it, obviously you can kind of see what you did, but you can just be a little bit more patient on the open and you should be fine.
Yeah, I ended up re-entering BA and almost making 150 on it.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, all 6 of my trades though on the open, I seem to always screw them up.
See, the trading the open's the hardest time to trade. It's the fastest, way to make money is obviously in the morning, but it's by far the hardest thing to trade is the open. It's completely different. You got to be fast, and it's unforgiving too, right?
Yeah.
So I see a lot of traders, especially when they try to apply risk reward. I say, apply it intraday, learn how to apply it, and then, slowly adjust it to the morning trading, because the morning is a completely different animal.
I don't even try to trade full size on the morning. I just try to get like a light starter, assuming that it's going to continue long for the day, just so I can get a nice average.
the BA wasn't bad. I mean, because it broke out of that monthly range to the upside, you know, I thought it was going to squeeze all day, which it ended up squeezing all day. And I think, you know, you're going to get continuation on it tomorrow, things like that. But it's just, you know, if you waited just a little bit just to see how it reacted on the open, I think you would have been fine.
156 as we talked about, we will go back to 150. So watch that area.
I think my stop losses were also too tight in all these trades.
Hey guys, there's your 750 pullback. If this breaks, it's going to pull back more, but this is just a scalp short for now. SYN is only long.
What was it on BA?
I believe it halted, right?
Right below EMAs, right below that pre-market range channel.
Otherwise, don't touch it.
I think it barely touched my stop by like, you know, maybe 10 cents.
You did get stopped out on it?
Yeah, all the trades I take in the next the first 10 minutes were losses. So Nvidia, I take Nvidia here.
This has room to 190.
I set a limit just above pre-market range, anticipating a pullback, bouncing off range and going long.
So you might as well hold and be patient with it. We're in the money. Conviction on this thing.
So you were long here?
I took a long limit, yeah, here right at the pre-market high at 284.33.
So you're up a couple points on this one?
It reverses on me and I get stopped out.
Right here, it stops you?
Yeah, it pulls back.
Keep your eyes on Roku. It's going to 78.
And then I try to get into Roku as well. Same pullback style entry.
So let me basically when you trade the open, Garen, when you're trading the first 10 minutes, the moves are going to be like within, you know, like you're going to be holding something for probably 30 seconds to like a couple minutes. That's it.
Okay.
It's going to be the quick whipsaws, quick pop into resistance, hit it, and then it's going to pull back, or it's going to pull into support and then pop back.
So do you not ever try to take like a starter on any of the morning movements? Is it a totally separate trading for you as well? So you just jump into it and then get out, and then you trade your momentum strategy later?
In the morning, there's typically not as much follow through. So basically what I'll do is I'll basically, you know, on anything that's like, let's say I'm looking to grab something into support level, I'll just grab it and I'll scalp it essentially.
Okay.
The morning's kind of like trading earnings in the sense that it's just really quick. So you don't really have time to go in full size. Sometimes you do, depends on the situation. But a lot of these, you know, stocks that are gapping up, depends where the next resistance level are and what the volume looks like, etc.
Okay.
It all depends on like the situation. I would not be trying to like, you know, grabbing a position for like the next 30 minutes, 40 minutes off the open. You have to wait to grab those positions to see how it sets up after like the morning volatility, because there's going to be people taking profit. There's going to be, you know, funds or whatever trying to get into some of these bigger cap names.
Well, that's been my biggest mistake right there then, is I try to get starters for the continuation move for the later in the day. Wait like maybe like 10 minutes minimum, and then I'd go even further out, you know, 20 to 30. Yeah, I didn't
look for like an all-dayer move. You gotta wait.
My last getting stopped out on a trade was at 9:42, which in the video is like 1 hour and 11 minutes, and I just wait till 9:55 to 10 o'clock, and all the trades I take after that are green.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and
so what I think is just you gotta just adjust kind of your mindset in the morning, and you'll be fine. Once it's you kind of have the more so, you know, kind of thinking about trading, like the intraday trading and trading in the morning, they have to be completely separate. They're different styles. The speed's completely different mindset.
Okay.
It's more so, you know, the quick in and out, looking for a pop into this area, make a point and get out of it.
Okay. Do you ever use your 1 hour chart to dip buy on a continuation, like for morning?
Like into like, let's say like EMA support, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. So I actually have found some success in the morning trying to dip buy off EMAs on the hour. Yes, yeah, so Nvidia just stopped me out.
Mm-hmm. So put your stops on IGC around the 790 mark. I took about half off on that pop. NBEV, guys, here's your 720. Spot is hit.
Yeah, it comes right back down to that low one pre-market.
It's got room to about 780.
So do you see how the video whipped up 285, 14, 48, whatever?
Yeah.
Mark, and you will start to push.
Okay, I want you to like one of the things that I do is like a stock can either gap up, pop into some sort of resistance level, and pull back.
They can push.
Go to you have a chart in front of you right now.
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick.
Pull up the daily chart on Nvidia.
The daily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you see that recent high level on the left there?
The previous high.
Yeah. Look at the top of the wick of the previous high.
Yes. No, it's pre-market high.
What is
270.
No, not the pre-market. On the daily, look at the the last all-time high, which is right there. Yeah. Yeah. See that? What's the top of that wick?
It's kind of hard to move my charts to it. Yeah, pretty 285.30.
Yeah. Look at where it went on open, and it popped and dropped.
Okay. Yeah, perfectly bounced off of it.
Yeah. So when there's come in on the webinar on the weekend, I'll show you what I mean and how I set these charts up. But basically, stocks can gap up, and when they gap up, they can pop into resistance, which is usually a high on the daily, and then they're going to pull back, or they can pull into some sort of support level, and then they're going to get bought up. And then it's the same thing with gap downs. Gap downs can either pop into some sort of resistance level and pull back off of it, or they're going to pull into some sort of support level and then pop back up. So when you trade the morning, it's a little bit different in terms of we're not looking at EMAs and stuff like that. We might use the 50 EMA on the hourly or on the intraday chart, but it's mainly looking at that high and low area and playing off of those quick resistance levels.
Okay, I think that's
so. What I would do, like on something like NVDA, that would be more so like just kind of waiting on that morning pop. Once it hits that level, you take it short, and then you give it like 50 cents above that resistance. See if it holds up. If it does, you can add a little bit into it, and then you want to cover for like a point or like a point and a half.
Okay.
So it's just a little bit different way of trading, but that's essentially how you do it.
Okay.
That's the way I've been doing it for years.
I took NBVE here as well, I think.
Which one did you take? You're still on BA. Looks like.
Yeah, I think I size into BA at the break.
Because this is good. Like now you're getting back into it over that break confirmed, which is fantastic.
Okay, that's a 5-minute candle as well. It's not a 10-minute.
Gotcha. Why? So we're looking at Roku here.
Yeah, I try to take Roku on pullback. I think it just rips down real quick, hits my entry and then hits my stop immediately.
So Roku, like the reason why I liked it long. I'm trying to just see like what was your entry on it?
My entry was 75.11, and then my stop was 74.31.
So you let it pop all the way to 77.57, and you let it go back red.
Oh, wait a second. No, I did not get filled on Roku. I didn't get filled till later in the morning on that one. I'm in BA, and this is where it comes down. Yeah, it hits my stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
I should have set my stop below that previous candle in the range.
Yeah, just give it a little bit more room. Maybe just had to reduce the size a little bit to give it that amount of room, or maybe it was just too tight.
Yeah, it's just too tight. I should have been looking for at least higher lows, but set it below it. I just got filled on GALT. This was actually a swing. I was looking at the weekly chart on this and the daily.
Mm-hmm.
Basically trying to get a light starter on flag break to the long side, but I got stopped out. It was only like a $5 loss. Super light starter. Yeah, here's my entry on MBEV. This bounce off the white EMA on the daily.
So the like the 15 EMA, one of the things that I always talk about on like the morning trading, you don't use the first 30 minutes.
I was trading off the range, that resistance, that last mini flag or the second mini flag in the pre-market. I didn't get filled on Roku on that break. So go ahead, let's pause it real quick. On Roku, where would be an entry on Roku?
So
it just ran out of the gate.
Yeah, Roku, basically what I was looking at was I was looking at it pre-market and I was looking at it from yesterday. And I was saying to everyone, okay, if Roku breaks that 75, 73, Roku's going to have room to $78 this week. And what I was looking at was calls. I was looking at the option side because I figured the options were cheap. Those 77 calls were like 70 cents, 80 cents at the time. And I figured they can go like 100%. So we decided to go with I decided to go with the calls. And basically, as it ran towards that 78 level, we just let it run. And then once we saw the topping, I just said, guys, scale out of the trade. And sorry, we picked those calls up at like $1.05.
I took it at the top, actually, anticipating the break on around 10:35 and lost on it.
What was the fill on that one?
Was I have to go through my history. 77.24 at 10:36.
Yeah, so you're just basically 10 what?
Roku 10:36 at $77.24. I got stopped out at 76.91.
Oh, you took it like an hour.
Yeah, later.
Okay, so were you anticipating that flag break?
I saw the downtrend break on the 5-minute, and I went ahead and grabbed it off of a uptrend.
So remember, with like the 5-minute or the 10-minute, whatever we're using intraday, because like that starts to get to the intraday territory after half an hour.
Yeah.
You want those candles to close over those levels.
Yeah.
That's what's going to give you That's what's going to give you confirmation. The candle actually closing, the price closing over that level. The candle just tests it, and does it close over? It's not confirmed, because this is like a mid cap stock, bigger cap stock.
Yeah.
You actually need confirmation.
Okay.
So that's not that's not a huge deal, as long your stops are pretty tight and stuff like that. But just be careful with waiting for that stuff to actually confirm.
Yeah.
But other than that, this is how you learn from those mistakes, because then next time it happens, you'll be thinking, oh yeah, I gotta the candle to close. Like that little bit of patience can go a long way.
What'd you say your alert was for Roku? What was the level? The break of the level on the opening bell?
Break of last day's highs, 75.70.
Okay, last day's high 75.70. Okay, so
Right,
you wanted to.
When I saw volume off the beginning, I was like, okay, let's grab these calls. Because I'm basically, when Roku breaks out to the upside, it typically a lot of sweeps come in, which means there's institutions or funds or someone with a lot of money is taking big bets on it to the upside. Okay. And that's fairly bullish for the stock, which can cause it to run up even more. And that's just I know Roku kind of how it works in the past and the momentum it gets. So that's the whole reason I was going after the option side of it.
Okay, so you said you saw volume coming in on the options or the level twos?
Yeah, I was basically going to be looking for that volume to be coming in. Okay. Because I just know typically how it reacts when it does break all-time highs. That's what tends to happen.
Okay.
So that's kind of more of an experience thing on Roku itself.
Yeah, I took MBVE here on the pullback, and it broke range, and it came down and touched. And you were calling MBV long, so I was just trying to get into it. And I guess my stop was just too tight, and it found a bottom, and I think it came back up.
Yeah, because we're just looking for it off that trend support on the hourly.
Yeah, I think that was the last trade for the open. Then I just wait. I take a break for 15 minutes and come back and jump into the flags on I think BA, Netflix, and one of the other high caps, and I end up making $200 and actually going green for the day.
So it sounds like then you're obviously better at intraday trading, which is great. And that's not surprising, just because it takes a little bit time to hang in the morning. The more, like I said, it's time to trade during the day. There's no question there. Especially for newer traders, it's a lot of the feel for the kind of the open. It kind of gets you have to get used to it, and then you have to get used to basically watching the volume, watching the L2, kind of knowing where the support and resistance levels are based off of the chart. Because a lot of the times that's what, those are the levels that are going to be either holding or breaking, right?
Yeah.
But you're finding success right now in in the intraday, which is great. So what I would do is this: don't try to do everything at once. Do one thing at a time, get good at it, get consistent at it, and then you try something else.
Yeah.
That's what I tell everyone. You can't focus on everything at one time. In trading, you only really need to be good at one thing, and do that one thing well all the time.
I know. I'm just the type of person that likes to be good at all.
I know, but like I know that, for myself, like I'm good at a couple different things. The only way that I'm good at trading options is really on momentum trading options. Basically, like looking for or trading alpha trades, like breakouts to the upside, all-time highs, volume coming in, that type of option trading. I'm not good at, there's like South Beach and Beth. They'll look to scalp the volatility or short the volatility, short the premiums. They'll do a little bit more complex strategies. That's not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
There's traders that, are good at short selling. They're not good at trading anything long. Some are better at longs. They're not good at shorts. I mean, you're going to find what you're good at and what you're bad at. And I recommend just sticking to it, because if that's what makes you money, stick with it. And then, you practice doing the other stuff with smaller size, but at least you're making money while you try to figure that stuff out. But definitely focus in one area, get good at it, and then go to another area. Then get good at that area, and then go to another area. And then while you're trying to learn these new areas, you have a way to make money anyways, right?
Yeah, there's the BA run right there.
Yeah.
I ended up taking it on the pullback as it built its slag. Made decent money, but it's frustrating. But I'm slowly getting it.
That's the thing. It's. I always tell people it's the hardest thing you can do. When you see people like the posting, like, people traveling the world making thousands of dollars every day, it's complete bullshit. No one's gonna be top of their game traveling the world. Your internet's not great. What time do you have to prepare for the market? It just doesn't make any sense. There's no way.
What time do you actually start charting in the morning?
So I get up at 4:30 in the morning.
When do you go to bed? I see you up at all.
Watch list. Beth will be on the mic and stuff. I'll be at 5 in the morning. I'll be ripping through some charts. Like I'll be going through, what my basically last day. I'm going through the news, kind of reading up what's good, looking at the gap up, gap downs, what I want to play in terms of technical, and then I look at the news associated with those, plays. And then on the mic, obviously you see me come in at 5:30 and then start charting things out, and then we're basically good to go by 6:30.
Okay, so you're so that's Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, PST.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say you're just charting 4 hours before the open.
No. Yeah, I'm 2 hours before the market open.
Okay.
But I always have people, like at all times there's someone asking me a question, like, hey Spartan, do you see this? Hey Spartan, do you see that? Hey, blah 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 blah. Which is kind of good and bad at the same time. I'm always looking, and I always know kind of what's going on in the market. And you start to, once you just look at charts over and over and over and over again, you get you just start to remember levels. Remember what these levels are, support levels are.
I'm starting to slowly get that.
You'll start to look at things, see trend lines and random stuff. It's kind of.
Yeah, I don't even draw it. Sometimes I don't even draw it now, but I'd like to get that point. Back when I was a machinist at my old career, I could remember numbers that I programmed into machines for like years, but not the same in trading. I'd like to get to that point though.
Oh, you'll get there. I mean, everyone does. No one ever starts out. That's one thing too. There's no one born a good trader.
Yeah, it's definitely the most challenging thing I've done. It's like doing the exact opposite of everything you should do, you think you would do.
Exactly. It's very counterintuitive, right? Because you're dealing what these, what is a candlestick really? It's dealing with people's. It is, obviously buying and selling, and this is where it opens up. This is where it closes. This is the high and low of the candle. But really, it's a representation of kind of emotion and stuff like that.
Yep.
Right? Which is kind of a weird way of thinking about it, but that's true.
No, it's entirely true. Market Mind Games was one of the best books I read, and it pretty much talks all about that. It's just a graphical representation of people's opinions.
Exactly. And then you get the market makers who come in and they can kind of skew it a little bit. And again, it gets counterintuitive to what you think's going to happen. They'll go the opposite. And they know what they're doing, right?
Yeah. Okay. So
I think Monday's probably the worst day for people, just because there's.
Yeah, it's usually my worst day. Other than
it's the start of the week. I mean, now football's back on Sunday, so people are going to be drinking a little bit too, so they want to sleep in. So
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I definitely trade way worse than when I'm tired, and I was tired today.
Yeah, sometimes. It's weird. When I'm tired, I trade better.
Well, you've been doing it for 15 years.
It's just, I don't know. Sometimes I just stopped caring, and then you start taking really big size, and it, because it's reactive at some point you just don't need to think. Like SFIX had earnings come out today. Going into those earnings, I was like, okay, downside is definitely where I want to go with it. If the earnings are bad, I can see that it was bought up into earnings. Anything's off on it, and it's a lower float stock, I know it's going to get destroyed to $38, and that's what happened on the release. Sometimes you'll get to a point where it's just reaction. You just know. It's hard to explain, but I think that's with anything. Just like professional athletes, they practice, and then basically it's almost muscle memory, right?
Yeah, you just got to get them. That's actually one of the biggest things I preach in some of my first videos is you don't want to form bad habits starting out as a newbie because it's so much harder to rewrite them.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's literally exactly like muscle memory.
Yeah, it's you can equate a lot of trading and different styles to kind of how people play, professional sports. Everyone's kind of got a different style, but as long as it gets you to the end or the end result, I mean, that's all that really matters.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, yeah. Any questions? You let me know, and then we'll. I guess we'll keep doing the stuff. You had a few.
Tell me if you guys liked that video. I felt like I could have done it better. I wasn't really happy with the edit for this thing. I think for the next one, I'm going to make a review video of my trades and then have Spartan watch that review video. I think it'll organize and be able to explain things a little better. I felt like it might have been a little bit hard for some people, especially newbies, being able to follow what we were talking about. I felt that a lot of his advice was still really good, so I figured I'd upload this anyways. And again, if you want to see the actual live stream of these trades, there'll be a link in the description. I live stream every single day, so if you want to jump in on the live stream and ask questions or anything like that, feel free to. I also have a Discord community that runs with my stream, which will be linked in the description. If you haven't seen it yet, I just uploaded a video on how I use a position sizing cheat sheet to not blow up my accounts on any single trade. There'll be a link pop up here for that. If you have any questions, send them to me on my Instagram. That's usually the social media I'm the fastest on. And if you're interested in learning more about Spartan and his style, I'm currently hosting him for the next few weeks. Tuesday at 8:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time till about 9:40 in the morning on video, and then I host his audio till about 10:15 to 10:30. And I do that Tuesday and Friday. And then on Wednesday, I host him at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for afternoon picks and plays. So if you want to see a little bit more of his style, you can see that there. And there's also links in the description if you want a discount on his courses and chat room. In about a month or two, when I finally get through his course and I feel comfortable with it, I'll be doing a review video on my experience. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video or live stream.